Welcome into another edition of the Leadership Library, hosted by CEO and author Rocky Romanella. Rocky is the author of the book Tighten the Lug Nuts, The Principles of Balanced Leadership, and has over 40 years of business experience as a prominent member of the UPS Supply Chain Solutions team, as well as the CEO of Unitech Global Services. So sit back, grab your notebook, and take a seat, and get ready for this edition of the Leadership Library.
Welcome to the Leadership Library. I'm your host, Rocky Romanella. Just finishing my cup of joe here, so I'll put this off to the side here for a second. Hey, let's continue with our thought process on building a good, strong training and development leadership seminar. What are some of the discussion outlines? What are some of the DO's discussion outlines that we would like to have in there? And we've talked about two of them. Today, I want to talk about leadership principles. What are the 4 leadership principles that are important that I think that need to be discussed in any leadership training and development course? And so I'm going to take you through the 4 of them, and then we'll have, as we have in the past, we'll have a series on what they are and talk about them in some more detail. So what are the core principles that I think are important to be discussed and are part of this leadership training and development workshop? Well, the first is clarity. Clarity is so important. I think it's important for people to clearly understand what it is that we're trying to accomplish, what are the things that I'm trying to focus in on, what are the things I'm trying to accomplish for us as an organization, as the leader. It's important for me as a leader to only accept the person's best. Do I challenge them to be the very best they can be in a positive way? I think we always have to refocus on our goals. I think what ends up happening is so much is happening. There are so many changes inside our organization. It's important for every now and then to refocus the goals. Wait a minute, did we kind of get off track here a little bit because we started to focus on some other things? So I think it's always important for us to refocus in on goals to make sure we're all on the same page and make sure we didn't get too far away. There's an old exercise that you sometimes do in workshops where you have a person walking backwards, and you say to them, "Okay, make sure that you're walking back straight." And as they walk across the stage, they're so far off of that straight line. When you did your first driving test and you backed for the first time, and you started to back, it was amazing how just a slight turn of the wheel could get you so far away from that straight line backing. So I think it's important to always refocus on the goals. And finally, I think it's important for us to expect commitment from our people and from ourselves, and then follow up to make sure that we're achieving those commitments. But that we need to be committed to each other. We need to understand what are the things that we told each other that we would do. And I think that's a form of respect as well. Hey, I expect you to be committed, but you should expect me to be as committed as the leader as well. So for me, those are the core principles of I think in this leadership training and development. And it's interesting if you take a step back and you write these down as we go through them. The C.O.R.E. core. The C stands for clarity. The O stands for only accept a person's best. The R stands for refocus on the goal. And the E stands for expect commitment and then follow up. So that really becomes the core principles. There's more on this whole topic inside the book, Tighten the Lug Nuts, and on our webpage. But over the course of the next 4 sessions, we'll talk about the core principles and how they're an important part of any training and development workshop that you build. Until we speak again, be safe. And thank you so much for being part of the Leadership Library family. Talk to you soon.